It sucks because I can't even shit on Gattsu because he's Georgian. Like, by virtually every single metric, it is one of those countries that unironically is worse than the United States of America. Okay, let's watch Chinese dominance instead of the foreign minister. Let's watch the Gattsu video.
Chinese international student in my class was telling me about how his evangelical dad in Beijing believes that Trump was chosen by God to win the election, but that this victory is part of a larger divine plan to destroy the United States.
Wait, where did I hear this? This is like a meme, isn't it? I've heard this before. Didn't someone in my community tell me this? Or was it a tweet? Oh, it's a tweet.
I cannot afford eggs, therefore all immigrants must is a conclusion that some governments and people have reached throughout history, such as Germany in the 30s, America now, and Germany now as well. The reason why I like being Eastern European is because life in Eastern Europe, unironically, not even joking, sucks. It is nearly impossible to live the life that a normal American or a German lives if you are from this cursed place. And on top of this, you are constantly under the threat of war from Russia or with one of your neighbors, minimum. People go to universities for 12 years to be a doctor or a dentist just to make what an American or German cashier makes in a month. And while the cost of living is cheaper, it's not like everything is $1 here and rent is $2. And normal jobs are within the range of $300 to $500 a month here. That much money isn't gonna get you far, even in Dushanbe. So for me, who was raised in this bullshit place, ruined by corrupt banks and politicians, constantly looting money from people, to hear Americans complain that they can't buy eggs from their single family homes with a Ford F-150 parked out front, it was genuinely boiling me. Now, you know how it is. I made it out the hood, paid off my family's predatorish bank loans, and I'm good now. But that's because I was very lucky for the opportunity to do YouTube. The rest of my country, and around 15 or so more, are completely and most of the population lives with a dream of even making half the amount of money that an American Walmart guy made.
Okay, the difference is your costs are still adjusted to your shitty ass wages. Like, this argument kind of falls apart when you realize that, like, again, as we looked at yesterday, like 23% of the entire existing labor force is making $25,000 a year in the United States of America, where rents are like at minimum in the shittiest circumstances, you're living in the most broken down building. You saw what the Venezuelan migrants were living in, okay? In Aurora, Colorado, we saw with our own two eyes the dire conditions of the slums that they lived in. How much were they paying for said slums? $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month to live in a condition that is like barely elevated from being homeless and living under the bridge. It is crazy. This country is on crack cocaine, okay?
If you want to know if you can get Chinese residency now, you can look up your ancestors with today's sponsor, who is MyHeritage, the #1 family history service. MyHeritage allows you to search the 33 billion plus historical documents they have to find records of your family members. And with instant discoveries, you can add an entire branch of your heritage to your family tree with a click of a button. For example, here is my family tree, and you can find out a lot of things. For example, here I found out that all the people who were related to me that were awarded medals in the Soviet Union for their service. There were a couple guys with big gold medals, some silver, and some bronze. Either way, I know that people related to me were not just sitting on their ass all day drinking, and we actually did good in fighting World War II, which was a pretty cool discovery. You can also use MyHeritage to repair, colorize, and even animate old photos of your ancestors, such as I am here with one of mine. And all in all, it's a pretty cool service for allowing you to discover your heritage along with a bunch of historical records just by searching up your last name, and also with the Instant Discoveries tab. You can sign up.
It sucks because I can't even shit on Gattsu because he's Georgian. Like, by virtually every single metric, it is the one country, well, not the one country, but one of those countries that unironically is worse than the United States of America. You compare the United States of America to like Cuba on life expectancy. Cuban life expectancy is higher than the American life expectancy despite being a much poorer nation. Georgian life expectancy is like 70 years old. So you can't even be like, well, at least your life expectancy or your literacy rates are higher. You can't say that. Georgia has an incredibly low rate of everything. No, I'm not talking about Atlanta. I don't know what Georgia beats out the United States on. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I guess their wonderful contribution to the world was a tiny man by the name of Stalin, and that's
for
pretty
a
much it.
14-day free trial and enjoy all the features MyHeritage has to offer.
Wait, hold on. We're gonna find something. We're gonna find something like Georgian statistics. We'll find something. Life expectancy 71.59. Oh, okay. America's like 77, so that's cooked. Okay, so there's nothing there. All right. Georgian home ownership rate. Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Georgia cooks. Okay, we found it very quickly. Never mind. We found it very quickly. Okay. All right. It's 65%, which is still very low for post-Soviet countries. Okay, but at least it's higher. Wait, is this the Georgia state? Oh my God. Bro, it says USA Facts. Hold on. Georgian country home ownership rates. Isn't US home ownership like 60%? Yes, it is. Where the okay, country comparison. Compare. Okay. Life expectancy and wait, what? Bro, this is not right. Inhabitants. Oh my God. Inhabitants for life expectancy for males 67 to 75. For females is 76 to 80. Okay. I didn't understand what was going on. I was looking at inhabitants. Average age 38.3, 38.9. Birth rate 13%. Death rate 15%. Oh my God. Migration rate 0.54%. Okay. Civil right. Okay, these metrics are bullshit. I don't care about that. Economy. Inflation rate, cost of living 30% to 100%, USA being 100%. Commercial tax and contributions. Average income is $6,700. Okay. Where the is the where? Hospital beds for 1,000 inhabitants. Of course, it's double the number of American. Physicians is also almost double the number of American, but not double. Okay. Rates of HIV are higher. Where's obesity? But rates of diabetes is lower. Smokers 31%. Jesus Christ. Okay, where the is the home ownership rate? Jesus Christ. Is it? Did I miss it? No, they don't have it on this. Okay, it's a cheat code. To be fair, it's a cheat code. The one thing that virtually every post-Soviet country will have over us is the home ownership rate. It stands at 93%. 93%. American home ownership rate is around 60, I think. U.S. home ownership rate is 65.6. So what did we learn about Georgia? We learned that they love to smoke cigarettes, and they all have homes. Americans, no homes.
With the link in the description and discover your family secrets. Thank you for sponsoring the video. So looking at the majority of Americans voting Trump because yeah, he's horrible to women and everyone that isn't a billionaire and also white, but he will make eggs cheaper just to have the egg prices rise again is absolute cinema. First of all, I know y'all don't even eat eggs. If Americans actually ate eggs and cared about egg prices, they would not have these obesity rates. You know how hard it is to be fat while eating eggs? Trump came into power and immediately started threatening not Russia, not China, not Iran, but America's very best allies. Talking about taking back the Panama Canal, taking Greenland, and Canada too. I will not let Americans take Hoser. Critical support to Fidel Castro's son against the American regime. Not only threats, but actions too. He literally put a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico, their neighbors and biggest trading partners. He's literally shooting himself in the foot because he's bored, and plus making everything more expensive for Americans because after you get the 25% tariff, it doesn't mean everything will just be $125 instead of $100. After things get imported, the resellers and merchandisers have to take their cut on top of that. So more realistically, a 25% tariff means everything Canadian or Mexican that would cost $100 usually now would cost more like $150. Same thing with Taiwan. He wants to put tariffs on their semiconductors, a place that has only existed because of America's support, saying they would defend them from a Chinese invasion. First of all, we know how good America's promises are because they promised the same thing to Ukraine if they gave up their nukes. And look at their defense of Ukraine now, where they abandoned my goats to the point where Zelensky himself is saying that they haven't received 9 out of 10 pieces of equipment that was promised to them. Now Taiwan, the place where 90% of the world's chips get made that are the main parts of your car, laptop, fridge, TV, PlayStation, computer, Kindle, dishwasher, literally anything electronic is being sanctioned. And if you're Taiwan, right, why would you not think, hold on, what the f am I risking an invasion from China just to sell to these that sanctioned me? As if the chip shortage in the world isn't high enough. Trust me, America did not.
I mean, JD Pondon, dude. Yeah. I'd be running over being like, listen, it won China. Everybody knows this. America says it all the time. One China, baby. China number one. Okay. China has always been number one. China number one. Taiwan also part of China. Chinese Taipei, I mean.
Need this. So you're just shooting yourself in the foot for absolutely no reason. Probably because Trump is bored and also now wants to concentrate a lot of non-Americans into these camps. He wants to make concentration camps. And I'm pretty sure he will too. And guess what? With deporting immigrants.
What percentage of your workers are not US born?
Yeah, the difference between this and this, by the way, was quite literally that this is a re-education camp, completely unacceptable. They weren't being deported. I don't even think this is a photo from an actual like a Uyghur re-education camp, though. I think it's one of those things where people will point to it to be like, look at this photo or whatever. But I think it might have been like I don't know, but I think it might have been like a drug rehab or a prison or something. They also undoubtedly being less torture than a Texas prison. Yeah, the funniest thing about this, by the way, is that the funniest shit about like any photo from, I mean, they all look like Uyghurs, by the way, for sure. They don't look like Han Chinese at all, just so you know. But have you seen the inside of an American prison is my question, okay? Because let me tell you, this right here is the classic example of, oh, they have gulags over there, but when we do slave labor that is constitutionally protected, that's actually good. I found the article to the photo. U.S. accuses China of committing genocide against Uyghurs in Xinjiang. I don't think this is, I think this might not be a re-education camp. It could be. They all do look like they're Uyghur. They don't look Han Chinese at all. But Western media is known to use whatever kind of photograph they find to basically, you know. Also, the re-education camps are completely unacceptable, and they existed 100%, just so you know. Having said that, the difference between me and many people that defend the United States of America, on the other hand, is that I think this is bad, and I think the American prison conditions are also bad. Many people on the other hand turn around and say, no, this is a specific kind of bad. You don't understand. It's very bad. American prisons, very good. We need to put more people. We need to put more people into our wonderful, cool prisons that are good. Anyway, let's
Deporting
continue.
immigrants.
What percentage of your workers are not U.S. born?
Probably half.
About half?
Yeah.
If there were a mass roundup of undocumented migrants, that you might lose workers. You might not have enough workers.
Well, the question I asked, how they going to do that? Within 2 days.
Like, it's kind of crazy when we're thinking about when we cherish and celebrate the El Salvadoran criminal structure, like the criminal justice structure, which is insane, where they're literally doing dragnets. 300 people in the same court process is just basically being permanently trapped in this insane facility, this torture facility. Okay, when we have people, undocumented migrants, that are being shipped off to Guantanamo Bay right now in a concentration camp, okay, for no reason. Like, they're just claiming that they're, violent criminals, not violent criminals, okay? And we're over here being like, dude, but the Chinese, man, the way that they've done stuff, oh my God, it's so bad. I'll have you know, I know that we have shipped $7 billion worth of baby murder machines to the Israeli government so they can murder babies with it over the past 16 months. But I'll have you know, China, the Chinese Coast Guard, actually sprayed water on a Filipino fishing boat. Did you know? Can you think? Eyes on the prize. Think about the greater evil here. The Chinese Coast Guard sprayed water on a Filipino fishing boat, and you're over here talking about Israeli genocide of the Palestinians. Which is worse? Of course, it's the Chinese Coast Guard spraying water on a Filipino fishing boat. They're fighting on the Indian-Chinese border with sticks, and you're here talking to me about invading a foreign country and killing a shit ton of people and shock and awe. They're fighting. The border patrol is fighting with sticks and stones. How dare you? How dare you compare what America has done, which is totally justifiable and good, and nowhere near as violent as the Indo-Chinese border conflict that is currently being fought with sticks and stones.
Days, we will not have food. There will not be food anywhere.
2 days.
Yes.
So even in the most evil, Lorax, selfish way of thinking of, oh, Trump is evil, but at least he will make the egg prices go down. If the people that harvest these eggs are people that will actually be paid a normal salary instead of immigrants that were being exploited for cheap labor beforehand and being paid like shit, the egg prices are gonna go up. It doesn't take a genius to understand this, does it? Same thing with home ownership. Ignoring the fact that the housing crisis in the US is caused by just hoarding homes and treating homes like a painting that will increase in value over time instead of a thing that people need, such as a roof over their heads. What do you think kicking all the construction workers who are mostly illegals are gonna do for you? Duvalishvili was an illegal immigrant and he became the UFC world champion. You know how much money he's generated for America? It's gonna increase the housing prices because the developers will only go on a profit of $5 million if they paid people well instead of their $10 million that they're used to. And what can you really do with 5 mils, you know? So they're gonna jack these prices up and go yourself and your eggs too, you Yankee. So as the US is just destroying themselves and turning into this fascist, capitalist piece of shit rule over some propaganda that they couldn't afford eggs, I know you could afford eggs. If you can afford an F-150, you can most definitely afford eggs. You guys really have not known what it's like to actually not be able to afford eggs. We have this saying in Georgian, you don't want it, you don't want it, eat a dick. Arginda nuginda, chame. And to collapse your global hegemony over a plot that is straight out of The Boys, tariff your neighbors and threaten to invade your allies using military force is insane. So, Arginda nuginda, chame. He radiates power in this picture, doesn't he? There's no aggression. He's hunched, has a neutral expression, but you can quite literally feel the authority oozing from him. Well, let's see. The Chinese didn't fund militias in my country to terrorize my people and overthrow my first and only good president. Didn't fund a that in Palestine, didn't bomb Iraq for no reason, and the list goes on. And like the stupidest thing is, they are using your American money to do all of this, which is just unfair. Instead of giving you guys healthcare, your money just gets used to people, which is fucked up. You pay taxes in America knowing that shit's going to people. Not only not having healthcare just so many Americans themselves, but these useless military campaigns that never accomplished anything except death and destruction, including American bringing a lot of Americans home in
I love that clip.
except death and destruction, including
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, that's... See, you can't do this any longer because of woke.
American bringing a lot of Americans home in caskets with a couple of gunshots on their funeral as their service. This is fucked up, man.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? That right there is like terrorism. Like that's pro-terrorism. Like you can't even do that. Here.
Check out that Vietnamese guy giving a business to those Vietnam vets.
Scoreboard! Vietnam undefeated!
Oh, Jesus Christ. See, you can't. That's I can't believe Seth MacFarlane, the ultimate liberal, is a terrorism defender. Oh, classic.
Americans should actually be receiving the benefits of the money they pay to their government, like good public transport, free healthcare, free colleges, job security, and way more. And trust me, if Estonia can afford all of this, then America, the richest country on the planet with its trillion-dollar companies, can definitely afford this. You know, us Georgians, we have always been ahead of the times. We ditched the European Union before Trump sanctioned them, but the very Nazis that are gaining power right now collaborated with China way before it was cool, and it will be cool now that Trump is sanctioning every one of his allies and destroying Turkey. No worries, Greeks and Armenians. We have our best guy on the job.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Turkey? No worries, Greeks and Armenians. We have our best guy.
Restaurants sit half empty in Turkey this summer as inflation reaches 91%. Yeah, I mean,
on the job.
Turks piling into the dollar, gold, and stocks with 67% inflation.
The wildest thing is still absolutely Trump just giving Taiwan to China, because semiconductors are literally the most important thing in the world right now. Way more important than oil, because at least a lot of countries have oil. Taiwan is the only place where
I do think USA imperialism is going to power Chinese imperialism in a year or two. I see an invasion of Taiwan. If and only if I'm correct, would you feel that your take is just Ukraine 2.0, or would you accept that your geopolitical view is not accurate apart from the Middle East? Wait, what do you mean? What? Why are we catching strays in a video by Georgians about the US? Because Georgians are so similar to Turks in every way, shape, and form, but they still think that they're, you know, a EU adjacent nation for some reason. Despite looking exactly like Turkish people. It is like the only problem with Georgia is that it's all the way over there. If it was a little bit closer, it would just be Hungary. Okay? Another nation comprised entirely of Turkish people who think that they're a part of Europe. Okay? Why? Oh, because a different religion. That's it. And no, I'm not saying that Hungary is Turkish. I would never say that. I would never offer them that dignity. Anyway, U.S. imperialism towards Canada, Greenland, and Palestine, all that to justify the Chinese attack on Taiwan. First of all, Chinese attack on Taiwan, I don't think they need to justify it with USA imperialism towards Canada and Greenland. What are you talking about? You'll make some Hungarians really mad with that statement? No, I know. And secondly, I'm not making any predictions on anybody invading anybody, okay? I've learned from my past mistakes. All I'm stating is, so far, Chinese initiatives have been far more restrained than any kind of Russian irredentist action. Like far, far more restrained. And not even in the same category as the United States of America. Let's be for real, okay? It's okay. I think Hungary just got electricity. They won't know. We Georgians are Kartvelian, not Turkish. We are actually indigenous. I know Turks are envious of that. Yes, you're right. No, you are. You are totally separate. Majaristan, totally separate type of country. The China-India Sticks and Stones Agreement is one of the funniest arms pacts. Yeah.
These chips get made, and he just threw it all away.
Hassan, there's no chance of China invading Taiwan. Cut to the next day. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I've learned from my past mistakes. Okay. I made the prediction that China was not going to invade Taiwan last year. I was right. I didn't even predict that this year, or maybe I did. I can't remember. Okay. I'm not saying nothing. Okay. Also, look at what China is doing, which is nothing. They're just kicking back and enjoying the show. They have their guy. They have the real Manchurian candidate in the White House. Why would they have to do anything right now? As Gattsu correctly pointed to, America's gonna push Taiwan in the hands of China. Chinese Taipei, Chinese reunification of Taiwan coming way faster than predicted.
Away for like dick shit. Not even dipshit, dick shit. Now mainland China will just get more influence over Taiwan. While China actually builds their cities and makes them look like this, provides amazing public transport for its people with its clean, fast metros, the US refuses to build any shred of infrastructure because what? California has been...
They don't even want to put safeguards on the existing railway stations so that it's, you know, harder to kill yourself or get pushed into or even accidentally fall in front of the subway trains. Why would we do that? Of course, that would require to spend a singular dollar on something that is good instead of a dollar that could go in the pocket of a police officer that's sitting there in the corner playing Candy Crush. Oh my God.
Trying to build a rail system for 16 years now, and nothing has been done. Not even the initial phase is complete, let alone the other ones. Only 57 miles of rail has been built in these 16 years. Elon Musk has also interfered with this project because he's Satan and because he wanted to make money off it, so he proposed stupid ideas such as the Hyperloop in 2013.
I got called the CCP show.
Here's
for
California's high-speed rail system. And here's China's.
I don't want to even. This is hurting me, dog. I don't want to see it. Oh. Bro, they literally remove seats so homeless people won't sleep on them. Forget adding rails. Isn't the California rail delay due to NIMBYs and lawmakers holding it up? NIMBYs, lawmakers holding it up. Private-public partnership with awful contractors that are also trying to milk it every step of the process. We got it all. We got it all, dude.
As an alternative, and the Tesla tunnels to skew skepticism in the rail project and actually get people to be less hyped about it. Just anything to make people's lives worse and make himself more money. So yes, the Chinese century is here because of the US shooting themselves in the foot, but at least we'll get high quality trains that are on time. So, you know, you weigh this shit up yourself. Also, I haven't been to mainland China, but I have been to Hong Kong. Let me tell you guys, I saw the light. On God, when me and Geopold went to get a train, literally like 70-80% of the time, the train was already there, waiting for us to get in.
It's okay, love. It's okay.
Oh.
I'm here.
Yeah, what is this weird technology that they have? Chat, I'm confused. What is this weird technology that they have that almost partitions you from the train so you don't fall into the tracks? What is that called? Oh, you mean to tell me it was invented in like the 8th century? Oh, the concept of a gate? Wow. You mean to tell me that we've had this for thousands of years? Wow. Chinese innovation knows no bounds. That's crazy. What? What? Who could think of such a incredible, impressive feat of technology?
You're okay. I'm not going anywhere.
And the other times that I had to wait for the metro, it was only 1 or 2 minutes. And the longest I've ever had to wait was 4 whole minutes for a train. And that was during Chinese New Year. So, you know, I always appreciate when a country does public transport well. Xi Jinping, I know you're watching this. I have a proposal. You know how Russia took away Outer Manchuria during the Chinese Century of Humiliation? Putin is weak now, Xi, and these territories are all historic Chinese land, you know. You have a better claim to it than Russia ever did. You have the biggest military in the world as well, so you know what to do. And seeing the global world power shift as you're growing up is an absolutely crazy thing to see, because while the US was waging wars in foreign countries and spending trillions on innocent people in tents, China was using money to actually build their own cities instead of destroying other people's cities. A lesson that Russia can learn from. Using their money to innovate and make better technologies and products than the West, beating them at their...
By the way, this is literally why I say Chinese are OG Ameriboos, okay? Look at this vehicle, dude. Like, the only thing that makes it gay and woke is that it's electric. Like, look at the size of this thing. They love, I'm telling you, man, they love America. They're just beating us in our own game. They're beating us in capitalism. They're beating us in trucks. You saw that Jim Farley story where he like got into a BYD car or whatever and was like, this is it. It's game over. Ford CEO loves daily driving an electric sedan from a Chinese competitor. It wasn't a BYD, sorry. He was like, Xiaomi SU7. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Own game, because the Western companies were exploiting China for their cheap labor, moving all their companies there and basically laughing at the concept of China becoming a global power.
Don't worry, baby. He's just a nerd. Beat it, chick.
Because they thought, oh, they're dumb. They can't make better cars or products than us. Just an inherently Western supremacist idea to have. A lot of how China reached this level of technological development is because when the Western companies were bringing their products to be manufactured in China for cheap labor, the Chinese people were making these products. So they learned how to make these products. And with a lot of investment and subsidies and cheap loans from the Chinese government, they learned how to make even better products. Which is how just a couple days ago, DeepSeek, a Chinese AI, dropped onto the world like a dick on your face when you're sleeping.
Wait, what? They make an even more tactical SUV EV? Dongfeng? Wait, isn't Dongfeng also... Aren't they also... Isn't that the name of a missile too? Or no, I guess not. This looks like the Resvani, bro. Huawei makes cars too, and they're a worker co-op. Yeah, Dongfeng, East Wind, typically abbreviated as DF missiles, are a family of short, medium, intermediate range intercontinental ballistic missiles operated by the Chinese People's Liberation Army Rocket Force. You can have different tones on words with the same spelling in Mandarin. Not many people are buying this. Yeah, no shit. Why the fuck would you want to buy this monstrosity, dude? I feel like they made this specifically for the American market with the hopes that one day they could infiltrate it. This is just the Resvani. This is the car that my Chinese hog, what was the name of my Chinese hog character who thinks Xi Jinping is doing too much DEI by allowing Tibetans and Mongolians and the Uyghur to get government positions that they don't deserve? How Peking? Yeah. How Peking? This is my car, brother. A car for a real Han Chinese. Okay? A real car, a real vehicle for a real Han Chinese, okay? And the goddamn Manchu. Why did we revitalize the language? Keep it dead, I say. Xi Jinping, you better stop it with your goddamn DEI. I want my Dongfeng M Hero 917 and I want to rip my goddamn bogues in the goddamn car without having to think about some wagger ruining my job opportunities from my children. Every time I think about a Tibetan education initiative, I think to myself, they're getting too many good jobs in the Politburo. They're changing the internal dynamics of the Politburo. Okay, let's just keep going. They ain't even Han Chinese.
Sleeping around the homies and wiped $1 trillion from the American stock market.
The civil servant exam went woke. I have it on good authority. Back in the day, they used to hire from my region, okay? They would go to Shenzhen. Now they ain't going to Shenzhen no more. They're going to Tibet. Chinese hogs starting to kind of get over the whole D. I think these days, actually, whenever someone starts talking about it, now you always have some hogs going, oh, just shut the fuck up with that Western shit. Like they're tired of the whole thing. Oh, no. The American hogs ruined it for them. It's a nation built by the Han for the Han. What are we doing with these goddamn Tibetans? Oh, you want to build? Oh, you want to build dams? Oh, I thought, but we had a dam that was sufficient. It was called the Three Gorges Dam. I call it the Gorgeous Dam because it was gorgeous. Now you want to build a bigger dam in Tibet. How about you build a goddamn dam in goddamn China instead? Enough development projects in faraway lands, okay? No more Xinjiang. Build more high-speed rail in my neighborhood.
They wiped the trilly because it was just as good as ChatGPT, if not better in some cases, and it cost them $5.6 million compared to ChatGPT, which was much more expensive, and ChatGPT also loses $700K a day. Along with this, cars. Despite the European Union tariffing Chinese cars, they are still losing their car companies, such as the Volkswagen Group, which is running into huge trouble just operating at the moment, to the point where they've had to close down 3 factories in Germany and lay off thousands of people for this reason. And it's because they can't compete with Chinese cars' batteries, which are made in China and are better and cheaper than European ones. So Volkswagen had to sell their electric vehicles for a higher price, and the people just weren't into that. And along with this, Chinese cars are just very good. They look good, they're high quality, and they're cheap. So when those cars hit the European and American market, probably over. As this Georgian car reviewer said,
is this Georgian? I've never heard this language before. I just, that's a wild language, man.
წელიწადში თუ გაძლო ამ მანქანებმა 10 წელი ისე რომ აი არ დაიშალა და დედა არ ეტირა, მერე შეგვიძლია პირდაპირ ვენოკები ვიყიდოთ და გავუგზავნოთ პირდაპირ აი ამ გერმანელებს, იტალიელებს და ამერიკელებს.
And on top of this, they've made the most sold electric car brand in the world, outselling Tesla by more than 2 times. For trans and public transport, this isn't even a close call. China is literally just better in every single way, in trams, buses, trains, or whatever you can imagine, than Western countries. And I've been to a lot of countries in Europe. I've tried out all their metros. Let me tell you, bro, it is nothing compared to a single line in the Hong Kong metro. They even have gaming. China has literally overtaken every single industry and outdone the Western companies in their own game. Literally. League of Legends, 40% stake in Epic Games, which makes Fortnite and the Unreal Engine, where basically every game is developed now. Clash of Clans, Genshin Impact, PUBG Mobile, Black Myth Wukong, which broke records for selling 10 million copies in 3 days and also having the most amount of people playing at the same time. Clash Royale, Call of Duty Mobile, and they're probably gonna buy Ubisoft now. I'm calling it. This year or next year. This is just genuinely surprising because they have become dominant.
Okay, I can finally live out my dream of being invested into by the Chinese when I get another Ubisoft partnership down the line, but this time it's owned by the Chinese state. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chat, we're getting so close. Living the dream, baby. Buddy, you just butchered the lyrics? Okay, shut up. My Mandarin is rusty, okay? Every night I whisper to myself, it's just one day closer to becoming Chinese. Dude, that was what Brace was talking about on Chapo, where he said he's the white Chinese. This is a real initiative, folks, okay? But a different kind, okay? It's just about white men in the Western world who are actually Chinese. Yeah, my Mandarin is rusty. Shut up. It's not rusty. It's non-existent. Shut up. Duolingo owl dies and you let your Mandarin lessons slip. True.
In every industry ever, even in video games. Also, a couple days back, they made the sun. That's right, they literally made the sun run for 18 minutes. It's basically used to generate clean energy with plasma or some shit. I'm not a scientist, but they made the sun, bro. How is that not mind-blowing? This was a major breakthrough and they did this and DeepSeek within the same week. What kind of buttons is she pressing? And regardless of what kind of beef you have with China, it is still amazing that this technology is now developed and that this clean energy will help us deal with climate change so California won't burn down in January anymore. And then the landlords increase the rent for no reason. They also do generate the most waste in the world, but they're also the leaders in renewable energy. Very weird dynamic here.
In just a few years, China has built this world-class fusion research campus from scratch, while the US still lacks anything like it.
Dude, what the fuck? They're pooping on us, dude. They're pooping on us. It's so embarrassing. It's also funny whenever people talk about like the waste produced by China, and it's like, yeah, I wonder if it's for their individual mega fridges that are in the home of an average American, or if it's because it's the manufacturing hub of the planet.
Let's see. Which industries are left? China is also the world's top country in just general construction, but mainly infrastructure. Nearly every road in Europe, Africa, and Asia is being built by China. While a lot of people have expressed concerns for this because of China's loans, Europe and America do the same exact thing with loans. No country is just going to forget if someone can't pay back a loan.
Except, guess what? China does do that.
You know, regarding actual construction,
China literally has done that 17 times so far, or 23 times.
So China has built literally everything in Africa. A bunch of railways, roads, schools, hospitals, you name it. And China has built it in Africa. Also, 138 projects for clean energy, such as solar, hydropower, and wind power projects. Also, this map already existed of the main trade partners of countries. But like after Trump's tariffs, it's literally just going to be a red wave. Is this the red wave that was coming that Trump was talking about? Is Trump a Maoist? And did we...
What's the meme of Trump being like the shot fired? What was it? It was like the bullet grazed my ear, but I could still hear the spirit of Mao or something. I love that one. Japan's pop culture, our swag, and China's everything else. Let's combine countries. Who is with me? Yeah, good luck selling that to the Japanese population or the Chinese population. Okay. I can still hear the voice of the party. Yeah, the bullet grazed my ear, but I could still hear the voice of the party. Also, we did the Chairman Trump shit way before it was even fashionable. I think this meme came out like, I think this meme literally came out the day that Trump was shot, and it has become reality. JD Pandon is real. He's really doing the damn thing.
Not know, like
my man saw China making leaps and bounds in like medical research, and his solution to it was to abolish the Department of Education and also cut NIH funding. Like, I cannot understand. I cannot comprehend how, like, I just don't understand what the reason is. It's making me go crazy.
That Chinese guy's dad was completely right. Social media, TikTok, like just absolutely being dominant for no reason. It's crazy. Me personally, I'm ready to sign up on Duolingo and start learning Mandarin because it's not really looking too good for the US. You know, I know how hard life is in the United States. Everybody would rather grow up and work and live in Eastern Europe. So I hope the Americans that voted for Trump will be able to afford eggs now at least. Prayer emoji. So with everything being said, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Thank you so much for watching. My videos have been getting a lot of views and I'm very happy for that. And subscribe too. Subscribe
shit,
now.
Gattsu.
I know you.
Good shit, Gattsu. You know what? This is the one that finally got me to subscribe. This level of China glazing. Hasan Reactions is one of the best ones in the React channel.